But this is what it's all about. These sponsors and our local people that step up, and the Paces and the Ginas and the Andreas and just everybody that comes to make time to impact you. That's what this is all about. So with no further ado, I'd like to turn it over to you for a few minutes. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you guys hear me okay? Am I coming through? Yes? Awesome. My name is Jordan Judici. My wife Shelby is over here at the table in front of me, in front of us as well. We started SMPL Transactions, which is a full offering of transaction management, transaction coordination services, which I'm going to talk to you a little bit about today. I think for us, what we've seen with our competitors and people who do TC work is there's a kind of a gap in the market, especially with EXP. EXP offers this phenomenal foundation of a brokerage, and it's more than a brokerage. I think everybody here kind of understands that, but it's more than a brokerage. It's an incredible opportunity. And what we try to do is layer on top of what EXP brings to the table to give agents like yourselves the opportunity to build incredible businesses. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story, crash course version. First, I'm a husband. I think we had another speaker said first she's a wife, and I respect and appreciate that. Because first, I'm a husband to my beautiful wife. We've been together since high school, so almost 17 years now. I'm a father. I'm a broker. I'm a business owner as well. And I got a kind of a, so it looks like it's a little messed up actually, but I started in construction because my dad was a general contractor and custom home builder, and so I fell in love with real estate and the housing market from a very young age. I grew up as 6. I was pushing dirt across a slab in a home that my dad was building, learning the fundamentals of what it takes to be successful in the real estate industry in a different capacity as a real estate agent, but as in construction. We got a crash course in institutional investing out of college. I paid for a very expensive degree from a very expensive school that I don't use, like probably most people. And I went and worked at at the time, a private family office called American Homes for Rent, which was part of the Hughes family that started Public Storage. We took a small fund when I started working with them at 8,600 properties to 63,000 when I left, homes under ownership. And so I got a crash course in institutional investing. For them, I also helped them build 3 national companies, a national home building company, national property management company, and national maintenance company. And we did that through my 8.5-year tenure with American Homes. And I left them because at the time that I left American Homes, I was working around 90 hours a week. I had a 6-week period where I actually did the math, and I worked 106 hours on average per week, which if you do that math, it's pretty crazy. And so I saw very clearly that the opportunity for my wife and I to build an incredible life wasn't me working for somebody else, but instead it was me starting my own company. And so we put our heads together. My wife was a former mortgage lender as well. My background in institutional investing, I've personally acquired 4 American Homes, 14,000 homes in 27 states. I've sold 2,000 through our dispositions initiative when I worked for them. And so we took our experience, we put that together, and started SMPL Transactions. I'm also on the Washington Agency Advisory Council for EXP Realty as well, so I bleed EXP as well. So what is SMPL Transactions? It's not just a transaction coordination company. The TC stands for concierge when it comes to us. We're a transaction concierge company. We elevate the TC experience for you guys, the real estate agents, to do many things, one of which provide a reliable service that you can build a larger business on top of. We're more like a co-agent on your files. We don't just push paperwork, upload documents, and track timelines. We engage with your client, the buyer, the seller, to give them an experience that most TCs don't even participate in. We try to make the home buying experience a cohesive one with us supporting you in building your businesses and your teams to build the legacy that you want to build for your family. You can do that through transaction volume. You can do that through rev share. You can do that through scaling your company, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And that's the foundation that we allow you to build a bigger business on top of. So our TC work, right, it's pretty standard. It's the same thing that you would expect from everybody else, just at a little bit higher level. We do full business structure. So we give you guys a business structure for you to plug into. So you have, as an agent, let's just say you're a new agent, you don't really know what the hell's going on. You don't know how to call clients and how to prospect and how to write contracts. Well, we take care of all the administrative work, the things that you can't do. So we provide full SkySlope management or full compliance system management, which means most of our agents, I don't know if you know this or not, if you haven't logged into your SkySlope account in 6 months, your password gets reset. Most of our agents hit that mark when they go to check because they haven't logged into SkySlope for longer than that period of time. So we take SkySlope completely out of the equation. We set up a Google Drive for you and for your clients for you to plug into. It means they have all of their docs for every single file sent to them in an organized and structured manner for them to have access to, even closing documents. So when it comes tax time, we can just flip them their closing statement and say, hey, Happy New Year. We also have full calendar management. Every contingency we track, we give you a notification the day before every contingency that says, hey, you have an upcoming inspection and contingency tomorrow. We're also going to bug you on the day of, but it doesn't hurt to be a day ahead either. We also do digital business, so we help with your client reviews. Google, Facebook, Rate My Agent, Zillow. We help you get Google reviews and digital reviews to help boost your online presence. We also do follow up with your clients whenever we send something out for signature to make sure that that document comes back quickly. So it's not just the standard TC experience. We do a bit more than that. On the pre-contract side or on preparation side, you can just assume that buyer agency, listing agency packages, listing preparation, that should come standard for your current TC if you have one. How are we a co-agent on your files? Well, we're engaged. We manage the file for you. We don't just sit there and wait for you to give us direction. We take a proactive approach, not a reactive approach. We're sitting there chasing down earnest money, while making sure that the wire instructions have gone to your client. We're also chasing down HOA docs from the HOA company that takes 10 days to get a hold of. We're doing everything that we can to help keep you out of the things that do not generate you income. And John talked about it earlier. You should be spending 75% of your time in the things that are actually going to drive you more money to your business and to your bottom line. Well, you can't do that if you're sitting there calling an HOA trying to get documents or trying to get the proper wire instructions from escrow, or following up on a lender on loan application or appraisal coming back. And we try to take all of that off your plate so you can scale and you can build your business. We also do home warranty ordering, all the standard stuff that comes with being a TC. I like this graphic a lot. I plugged this into ChatGPT. I said, what are the tasks, all the tasks that a real estate agent needs to do to close a deal? And then I uploaded our list of services and what we provide, and I said, okay, what percentage of what we do takes away, what percentage of work does that take away from an agent who closes a deal? And it also took away 5% from the brokerage, eXp Realty. And we do that because we do all the compliance interfacing. We do all the CDA management. We have a separate team within eXp that we focus on that's dedicated to us to make sure that our CDAs are getting processed appropriately so we don't have any revisions or anything we need to check. So we'll take 50% of the workload off of the whole transaction so that you can focus on the 30% that is the client relationship building, the client experience, and adding value to other people. Our whole philosophy is we want to build a business and build wealth by helping other people build wealth. We want to build a business by adding value to you. If our business doesn't add the value to you that you are expecting out of our business, then that's okay. It's not the right fit. But I know that the value that we add because of the experience that we have with our current clients and the feedback we get and the reviews that we get show us that we do add tremendous value. And 50% of the workload during a transaction gives you 50% more time to spend the time the way that you want to as an agent. Or as a father, or as a husband, or as a wife. That's that time back that you get that we give to you. So how do we give you a foundation for a bigger business? There's plenty of options for that, right? With all that time, you can weaponize that however you so fit. Transaction volume. We give you more time back so that your time is better spent prospecting, following what John's advice is, being a beast, and delivering more transactions per year. We have agents who come over to us, and within 2 months, they're doubling their volume. It's not because we're anything special. It's not because we're the ones who are sourcing them deals. It's because with a proper foundation and a proper support system in place, if you can trust that, then you can use that time and that energy to focus on driving more business to your bottom line, your top line. Rev share. Well, if you're participating in rev share here, you have people who might be coming on board, and the transition to eXp can be easy, can be hard, can be simple, can be smooth, but we make sure it's smooth. How do we do that as a TC, right? Well, you guys take care of the licensing side and the sales side and the stuff that makes them comfortable to come over to eXp or whatever that may be. But what we do is we make sure that the transition of all of their listings and active transactions coming over to eXp are smooth and seamless. We take care of all the documentation to bring them over in the transfer of brokerage from their listings from XYZ to eXp Realty. So we make the transition from the actual transactional side as smooth as possible. We'll also help with those agents getting acclimated to eXp. Because I'm on the Washington Agent Advisory Council, we have resources available to make that first 60 days of an experience over to eXp smooth and easy for everybody. Unlimited scaling. So if I were to tell each one of you today that you're going to double your volume in the next 30 days, what would you feel? And was that? Excited? Awesome. Would anybody feel stressed? Yes. So if you don't feel like you can double your volume in the next 30 days to 60 days, if you're feeling stressed and anxiety, then you might need help with supporting with the people that support you to be able to handle that volume. Because it's going to come. I think if everybody's tracking the numbers, we know that the last 18 months has been difficult for most agents, right? The numbers are trending in our direction. The rates are coming down. The market's starting to perform. Listings that have been sitting are starting to turn over. Buyers are no longer asking for $50,000 in repair credits. Like, we're starting to see the shift in the market that's going to drive volume, and it's either going to come in the fall, winter, or most likely it's going to come in the spring. And it's going to come whether you're ready for it or not. So we work with teams, with agents in all different capacities. We have people who have full-time TCs who use this as flex volume. If that TC starts to get overwhelmed or needs to go on vacation, or we've had TCs go on maternity leave, we can step in and support your team. In the meantime, you can use this however you like to because we're paid at close. So there's no upfront overhead cost of using us. We try to make it so that we partner with our agents to build a business with you and engage with you in that growth and development and adapt with you through what the market throws your way so that you can do what you need to do, which is focus on the things that's going to build a legacy for you and your family. So that's our TC company. Simple Transactions was started by my wife and I about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And I can honestly say that it's been an absolute privilege to work with the people that we work with, some of which are actually in this room. So, Jordan, Judici, thank you guys. Oh, one last thing. Some of you already scanned this code. It's been on the front of our board. If you do want to scan this code, learn more about us, for anybody who scans this code today or tomorrow, we'll do 50% off of our first transaction with you. I know that if you scan this and you have one deal with us, you're going to see hopefully the value that I see with what we add to the agents that we work with. All we want to do is grow with you. So thank you guys.